Make sure if you haven't grabbed any coffee yet, go grab some coffee. We've got local coffee. So Stacy behind you over here. Everyone wave to Stacy. Stacy is with Rose Coffee. She actually comes to your events and serves coffee and has incredible coffee. So she's our coffee sponsor today. So you guys grab some coffee. We've also got some pens right here. If you guys need to take any notes, you can see our pen sponsor apparently is Rockbox. We got a couple Rockbox representatives in here. So they are our official pen sponsors of the event. And then if you guys need any paper, do you mind grabbing some white paper just for notes if you guys need any extra paper? And I'm so glad that you guys are here. We were doing this like every week and trying to figure out the rhythm of it. This is the first one that we're going to start doing once a month for this specific session. And we're live streaming this too. So we have everyone on live stream. Welcome. We're glad that you're here. We're calling this BAM, B-A-M, which is Be a Marketer. So the whole purpose of this is we're going to teach you some tactics and techniques of how to think and be a marketer for your business. So glad that you guys are here. Let's start with some intros real quick. Online, if you guys can just in chat, just let everyone know real quick online what your business is, where you're joining from. And then if you guys want to just go around the room real quick and just say your name and what business you're with.
We're up in the Alliance. And Brian Lester with Directional Contracting. We're working in remodels.
Awesome. And you popped in just at the right time. If you'd like to give a quick introduction, name. And cool. Awesome. Oh, right on. Very cool. Glad you're here. So thank you guys so much for being here. As people come and go throughout the session, we're going to make it real casual. Bathrooms around the corner. Coffee's right here. We have some drinks behind you. You guys make yourself at home. Feel free to take notes. What we're going to be talking about today is the concept we talked a little bit about last time if you joined us, which is a lead magnet. And the purpose of a really good lead magnet is exactly what it sounds. It's to attract, magnetize your dream customer or client to your business. So we're going to walk through just real quick a couple examples of lead magnet, and you're going to walk away today with some really great notes, because at the end of this, we're going to do something a little bit unique we haven't done before, which is kind of a workshop format for you to work with someone that's not in your business on some ideas for a lead magnet for you. So it's going to be really fun. All right, so if you guys haven't already joined our Skool community, this is kind of like a private Facebook group, but there's no ads and it's distraction-free. Do recommend you can just go to joinbam.co. If you haven't already been there. Every, I think 4 times a week, we actually post here. We post like tips and tricks on like social media or email marketing and try to keep the discussion engaging. So if you guys want to be a part of that, that is our free online community group for marketing. And so the first thing we're going to discuss today before we actually get into a lead magnet is the concept of a sales funnel and a funnel versus a website. Does anybody know what the big difference is between a funnel and a website? Besides my team?
I don't know. Funnel is more of just a landing page? No, I guess no. Funnel and a website.
Okay.
Website is more informational and funnel is more designed to lead people through a sales process.
Yep. So those of you that couldn't hear online, so Marshall said funnel is more of like a landing page and website's more informational, which yes, that is absolutely right.
Yeah, you mentioned the funnel is designed to lead people through the sales process.
Yes.
Each step of it, getting you to take a different action or softening you up so that the next contact you take action. And then the website kind of just has all the information.
Yeah, no, you guys are both absolutely right. So a website is usually more information driven. So back in the day, everyone had like a brochure and a business card, and that was the information that answered the question of what does your business do? And so everyone is, expected to have a website. And unfortunately, websites are usually pretty, but pointless, or they're cluttered and confusing. And they don't do a good job of converting a visitor into a lead or a lead into a sale. Can any of you guys relate to that have websites? Yes. A lot of times we're so concerned about them looking beautiful and your family gives you pats on the back, but at the end of the day, it's not really doing anything for your business, right? And the concept of a funnel is just that it takes people step by step through your sales process. And it is traditionally more like a landing page, right? So if Stacy, for example, for her coffee business, wanted to get local people to hire about having an event and you want to impress people with the best coffee they've ever tasted and you need someone local to come serve you, you should have me come to your event, and here's why. And the whole purpose of that page is just to get people's contact information that want to talk to Stacy about having her at that event. It doesn't say all the other stuff she does. Knowing that, how many of you guys actually have a landing page or a funnel for your business? And online, if you want to throw up in chat, if you have a landing page or funnel for your business, you can just throw it up in chat. Couple people? Yep. So landing pages are wildly important, and I'm going to show you a couple examples too of the website versus the funnel. You can see in the diagram up here of the traditional website usually leaves this person right here is like pulling out their pockets because they have no money, because they have a really pretty website that's very confusing and ends up going nowhere. And then a funnel naturally walks people through that sales process step by step, where you're only giving people little bits of information at a time. The first reason why people use funnels, and I'm going to pull this all back together of why a lead magnet is important, so hang with me because there's some context here. The first reason people use funnels in their business is to generate leads. And you can see it looks like a website. It smells like a website. Don't get hung up in like, this is just a website, because it's all the same technology. It's more about the psychology. Right? Like you can build a landing page if you can build a website, but a landing page is not going to have all the navigation on the top. It's not going to have a million things to do. We're trying to get people to do one thing. So for generating leads, you could have a lead funnel or what's called an application funnel. We're launching an application funnel for Rockbox, where that's like, hey, we're looking for 25 people that are really ready to get serious about their health and that want to have a great community and great accountability. If you're one of those 25 people, let us know, right? We're not saying, here's all of our programs and all of our options and all of our pricing and all of this information and fill out a contact form if you want to talk. It's a lot different of approach than I'm looking for 25 people who are finally ready to get serious in this area, right? Like that's a funnel. The second reason people, or let me back up here. So this is kind of funny, and this kind of shows an example of a lead magnet. The first time we ever did a lead magnet with a funnel, we kind of did it as a joke. Like we really didn't think it was going to work because we were used to building really big, expensive websites that like won awards. They were beautiful. They took forever to create. And when we were challenged with the idea of, hey, can we create a quick single page that only does one thing and get results from it, we thought we'd give it a try and test it ourselves. And we were pretty surprised by the results. So this is an example. We call this the 4 unknown secrets of the sales volcano. Sounds pretty intriguing, right? And it's only one thing you could do on this page. We sent traffic to this page, and we got a 28% conversion rate. So out of everyone that went there, 28% of those people actually gave us their email in exchange for this information, which I don't know about you, but 28% conversion rate is pretty high when you think about people coming to your website. Like if 28% of every single person that came to your website gave you their email, you would probably have too many emails to know what to do with, right? Like that's high, but that shows the concept of what a good lead magnet and a good landing page can do for your business to generate that lead. Reason number 2 is to generate sales. So if you have a business that actually takes payment online, or you sell a product or sell a service online, it can also be a really great way to generate sales. One of our local businesses here, the Drip Bar, who's not here today, that's the franchise opening. They're doing something similar where they have a pre-sale. They're trying to get a certain amount of people in their doors as a pre-sale, and now they're taking that payment online instead of just saying, hey, do you want to be on our email list to get future things? It's, hey, do you want to pay us money to be a part of our Founders Club to get 40% off for life? And so now they're having people come into their funnel and actually like watch a video and then click a button and put in their credit card information. It's a simple online sale. But there's only one thing you can do on that page. Again, it's not 18 pages with 18 things to do. It's like, hey, if you want to be a part of this group within this time frame, here's how you sign up and pay and get started. Pretty simple concept. A lot of us know that in our heads, but maybe not think about it for your business of how if you just like made the one thing, you can get a lot more results. This is a pretty cool case study. I'm gonna share this with you. I try to give you some relevant examples so it's not just theory. The first time we were challenged with building a funnel for a former business partner of mine, we had a short window. We actually did this in, I think, a day and a half or 2 days. He said, hey, I've got a coaching event. I want you guys to build me a funnel to sell tickets to my coaching event. And we want it done in a day. And it's not going to be a traditional website. We want you to build a funnel. So we scrambled to figure out, how do we build a funnel? What do we need to do? What are the pieces that we need? And we ended up building this long scroll funnel. And I'll be honest with you, these guys had some credibility. Like they had interviews with Grant Cardone. People in the community knew them. Like they were big, like coaching people. So they had a following. They weren't just out of nowhere. But in a very short amount of time, just by sending a few emails to this page, they generated over $140,000 of revenue of people coming in here, putting in their credit card and going to the next step. And the only thing they could do on this page was register for the event. Everything else was on one page, right? So the idea that we have to have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pages of content just to inform people is not true. If you can really make it short and get to the point, you're gonna have a lot higher conversions on getting people from point A to point B. Any questions on this so far? Does this make sense? Cool. If you're online watching this too, if you guys have anything in the chat, Logan is manning video and chat, and he'll be happy to answer your questions there too. Okay, and the third reason is for online events. That's kind of like what we're doing here. If you're joining online on the webinar, whenever you're promoting an online event, just sending people to a page where they can register for that thing. Don't make it where there's, again, like 8 other things that they can do. So Tanya, if you ever had like a pregnancy help for you, like webinar event where you're trying to talk to potential donors and explain to them the problem you're solving and the mission that you're on, just making it real simple for them to say, hey, go to this page to register for this event. Instead of, hey, go to my website, and if you click around enough, you might find this thing that we're doing. Yes, absolutely. Yep, that's right. What's your name? Lacey. That's my wife's name. I met another Lacey today too. Weird. So we'll drop down with multiple link options to get to your destination. And like design and technology, it's really just the idea of keeping things simple. How do we get people from a point A to a point B in as little steps as possible? And it's all about what their goal is, right? If you examined and read through like any of these landing page examples or any of the landing pages that we've created, guess what? It doesn't tell the story of how we started and how long we've been in business and how much we just like love what we do. Even though that's important somewhere in the education process, it's more about how are we going to help this person get to their goal in the shortest path possible, showing that you have proof or authority to get them results, right? And that's like how we put our change our mindset about having authority for helping that person get from A to B. I'm going to turn off this music here too. Sorry about that. All right. So any questions on that of maybe like how your business could use a funnel? Anyone feel like they're challenged in their mind right now of, I don't know how my business that does this could ever use a funnel like this? Everyone feels like they've got a fairly good idea of maybe how a funnel could be used for their business? Okay, cool. This should help a little bit too. This is what's called the value ladder. And once I share this with you guys, I'm sure you've probably seen this in action before, but this is simply how you take someone from this bottom row to the top row through a series of events. And again, when we mention like the lead magnet, this bottom row right here is your lead magnet. This is how you get someone to taste the ice cream or give them that first thing for free in exchange for an email address that you can then nurture them over time and ascend them through your products and services at the right time. Most of us fail because we just want to jump to the very top thing, right? Like, we just want you to buy our main product and our main service, and they don't have the time to actually go through your process to learn how they can get to know you, like you, and trust you, right? Like, so for Rockbox, it could be, hey, come in for our first class for free, so you get to actually experience the lights, the sounds, the trainers, the energy, and you get to see yourself in that, like, what would that feel like if I started coming in all the time? For Stacy, it's easy. If you guys haven't tried her coffee yet, all you have to do is try her coffee and realize it's amazing, and then you're going to want to say, Stacy, I want you at my next event, right? So any of those times that we can figure out what can we provide you to get a little taste of what we do, just so we can get to know you and build that know, like, and trust bridge, then it makes it a lot easier to ascend through that value ladder. Does that make sense? And so, and this would be in something like a funnel, right? So this is an example of the dentist. They might come in and say, hey, we're going to do a free teeth cleaning for you, right? And then when you're in the chair, this doesn't have to be all online, then they could say, hey, you know, while you're in here, looks like you might drink a lot of coffee. I know Stacy's coffee is really good, but you probably need to stop drinking it so much because your teeth are getting discolored. Would you like some whitening trays, right? And so they can take you to that next step. And then they can get you into appointments or straightening, but they're not going to come at you immediately with like, hey, we need to do some cosmetic work or we want to do the straightening, unless you come in there with a big need, right? Some people are naturally going to walk in and say, Marshall, I'm so out of shape. Take my money. I need your help. Or Stacy, I have a last minute event. Like, I've got no other options. Come serve coffee at my event. But for the rest of the population, we have to nurture them slowly through a system like this. And so that's where you start to think about that bottom tier. What are we doing right now? What are you doing right now for your dream customers to give that free teeth cleaning experience that allows you to then start to have some conversations and open it up? Does that make sense? So does anyone feel like they're doing this right now and are doing an okay job, or have anything they want to share of how they're doing some sort of lead magnet or intro into their system? Nobody? Yes.
So for somebody who doesn't really have a free product to give away, right? So like myself, I don't really have a free product, but you can give away a free class or something. Could that be something like free information? So it's just like your books and your online things. So you're talking about that too.
100%. Yes. And remind me of your name one more time. Stephanie, that's right. And what's your business name?
Concept Pelvic Health.
Yes. Stephanie with Concept Pelvic Health. Yeah, and so we'll work on that later, and you guys will each get a chance to do this in like a small group workshop. That'll be fun. But yeah, thinking of what would your dream customer want from you in exchange for their email address that they would see of value? It could be anything. Yeah, it could be a video. It could be a checklist. It's something that helps them get closer to their goal. So here's the 4 things to look out for so you don't end up with poor pelvic health. And these are going to be easier than you thought, right? Like, I just want to download this checklist. So you're kind of inspiring people and waking them up to understanding what pelvic health is and what to look out for, so they don't end up like whatever the worst case scenario is if they don't get pelvic health help. That's hard to say. Yes, Tanya.
So here's what I don't want to do. I don't want to have to
It's a lot of work. Yeah, it sucks.
I want to do it, but that's just more constant.
Mhm.
Is it bad to ask somebody else, can I have somebody else's content that I can
You can.
go fishing with?
Yeah. Or but if you knew that the end result of a really great put together thing could generate you like your bee, like where you want to go, would you find the time to create it? Yeah. So I don't want you to think about expirable content, right? We're not saying, hey, you're going to create 35 social media posts and each of those need its own PDF and it has to tell this long story. It's one thing that is your lead generator. Like I was listening to of talking story brand, really marketing thinker. That's like, he said he created that. Right? He invested like his time and his energy into creating this nice looking informational PDF that he promotes, and he hasn't had to touch it, and it still just like clockwork generates some leads. So that's what you have to figure out, and it doesn't have to be overly produced, right? Like you don't need to hire Logan to do a professionally shot video, which you can, and we'll talk about later. But you know, just going to Canva and looking for like a checklist template and saying, here's the 5 things you need to do to avoid this disaster, and I'm going to give it to you for free. It could be as simple as that. And then once you see what starts working, then you just make it better and better over time. Oh, and here is a beautiful light bulb. Let me see what's going on here. Okay. Wait. Okay. Well, my slides are not behaving, but that's okay. Logan has slides for live class. We're just going to wing the rest of this for these slides. I think I have to restart my computer. But the goal is with a good lead magnet and with a good like landing page, that's how you can actually get people into your system. So I might just need to restart my computer. Okay. Do you guys ever have that problem, like entrepreneur, like you want your hands in everything, like it's hard to let go of stuff and let other people do stuff? So does anyone feel like, I'm going to ask again because maybe you've thought lead magnet differently than now, but does anyone have a good like lead magnet they are using for their business that maybe they didn't know it was a lead magnet?
We do. On our website as realtors, there's get a free home valuation report.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's awesome. And does that actually work? Do you get leads in there?
Like we have it, but I have not promoted it. So just listening, like I guess I would need to talk about that. You know, put something on the post on Instagram to drive people to the website.
Yeah, that's good. That's a great one. Anybody else have one that they've, maybe if you don't have one for your business, but maybe one that you've seen that you feel like that was a really neat idea, like I'm going to give my email address in exchange for this thing? Mm-hmm.
We don't promote it on our main website, but if the clients also do like free penetration testing on their data to see if we can hack into it,
Mm-hmm.
And then we tell them what we found, and while less of the cybersecurity has to be beneficial.
Yeah.
We get in, other people get in, so.
That's right.
But we don't, it's not this time, for this time, and, you know, it's fine, but when he's pitching.
Yeah.
Hey, we did a free penetration test on you, this is what we found.
That's right.
This is how our services fix that.
Cool. That's great. I like that. Tina, have you found one yet that you're using for your business?
I mean, I've done a couple things here and there, but I'm consistent.
Mhm.
So, no,
Yeah. I love it. I love it. No, that's so good. Yeah. No, Mhm.
How did y'all get the word out about this?
Two ways. So that's a great question. So you guys are all a part of like our event, right? That we had to promote and try to fill it up. And so that's through just networking, just chamber, and just talking about it. So, and then also just email marketing. And so email marketing is not dead. Email marketing still works. How many of you got an email about this in your inbox? 3. Yeah, most people get 2 or 3. Yeah, you're welcome. You're one of the lucky few. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, yeah. So another myth about marketing too is, the consistency over intensity. So always be thinking about it's better to be more consistent than it is to be just hardcore one time, like over the head, right? Consistency over intensity. So it's better to have like long drip messages and conversations and reminding people than it is to think like, man, I'm going to put my head down and work on this one thing and send out one giant campaign and expect all these results. What we found is sometimes when you just get stuff out consistently, even though like if you guys go back and look through my emails, I have misspellings all over the place. Yeah. And I usually notice it later, but I would rather get something out that like communicates my vision in my heart and my message than I would about not getting it out and waiting a week and have it go through all the proofing stuff. And that'll get better over time. But I want you guys to hear when you're doing marketing for your business as small business owners, it's more important to have consistency over having intensity. And that's what's going to help drive. So for us to get people in here, it was mostly email marketing and then word of mouth. But email marketing does work really well. So if you have an existing list, what we call a database reactivation, like so for Rockbox, if you don't mind me sharing, they have like 1,000 people as people that they've had come in their funnel or talked to them before that haven't closed yet into members. And so that's called a database reactivation. Say, how do we wake up that group of 1,000? Instead of saying, how can we just go find more people, which our brains are all tuned to do naturally, be like, no, they're dead. I need to find fresh meat. But instead saying, how can we go back to this group of 1,000 and try to wake them back up to do something? Cheryl, S&B Roofing, same thing. Like when you guys were doing Christmas lights, it's instead of just finding new people, it's like, what are our past customers, all the people we have done roofs for in the past, that we can maybe wake up to say, hey, did you know we're also installing Christmas lights? Here's urgency and scarcity. Like we're giving this percentage off. We can only do it in this window. Are you interested? So when you can go back to your past customers or people that are in your system that haven't bought from you yet, that is a great email list. Let's see if I can get this to work real fast. It's okay. So what we're going to do now, I think you guys are going to really like. Were you going to intro this part? You don't need slides, girl. You got this. So guys, you're going to slowly, we're doing this now once a month, and you'll get all the details of like when we're going to do these. But my team is like really the superstars behind everything I do and we do. And they've worked super hard on like everything we're doing here at Genie Rocket in the Academy. And so Madison is our graphic designer and helps manage projects. Like she does a lot of stuff. But this is Madison, and she's going to tell us what we're going to do now.
Cool. Okay, so now we're going to do our workshop type thing. So I want you to find somebody that is not in the same business as you. And are you going to stand? No, it's really.
This is for you guys.
Oh my God, this is so awkward. Okay, so you're going to find somebody that's not in the same business as you. And we're going to talk just basically figuring out what your best lead magnet would be. So the first question I want you guys to ask each other is obviously explain who you are and what your business is. And then I want you to ask the other person, what would you give me your email for? Right? So this is somebody who doesn't know what your business is, doesn't know necessarily all the ins and outs, because in your head, well, you just want it because it's great, right? But ask somebody who isn't a part of your business, what would you give me your email for? And then you can go back and forth and kind of see what their thoughts are, because they may think of something that you've never thought of before. So go ahead, you guys can mingle around the room, find somebody that's not in your same business, and we'll give you guys a few minutes to discuss.
Awesome. And online, since we don't have breakout groups, if you just want to post in chat, post information about your business, what's your business name, what problem you solve, and then I want you guys to return the favor and just go through that list and just respond in chat. What would you be willing to give your email address in exchange for something their business could provide? And go ahead and do that right now.
Their findings. Anybody want to present? Raise your hand.
We need 3 people confident enough to share what their lead magnet's going to be. Yeah. Okay, guys, we're gonna wrap up here real quick. Wrap it up. Online, are you guys as rowdy as these guys in here? They're excited. Okay, guys, so we're gonna wrap up real quick. I know this could go for a long time. I love to see the interaction, but for respect of everyone's time, we just need 3 people that would like to share. Maybe if you feel enlightened to be like, oh my gosh, I have this great idea with my group of what I can use as a lead magnet. Does anybody want to share some ideas they have for their business? 3 brave souls. Come on. Yep. Because you gotta give our friendly online audience. Yeah. And so tell everyone name, your business, and then the lead magnet ideas that you came up with.
That's why your computer doesn't work.
Make sure the camera can see you, and I'm going to hold up my microphone too so they can hear you online too.
I'm Katie Houston. I'm with Juris Disputes and Investigations. And one of the magnets that I was given was, do you click here or sign up here to get a cybersecurity policy, which is something I never thought of. And it's just weird to think that people actually need that these days, but just to put in their general information that they have that. If we could provide that, you don't have to change it per company. It's just a blanket policy, but something easy to provide.
Awesome. That's great. Give her hands.
Give Tanya a hand.
Yes. All right. Anybody else have something they want to share? This is a safe group, guys. There's no judgment here. Judgment-free zone, right? Anybody else have any ideas? Come on. Thanks for just now telling me that.
I'm Logan with Big Frog Custom Apparel again, and my idea is to give out some information on the top styles and fashion trends that are going on for businesses, so that people can stay trendy and they never come to get it.
That's good. That's really good. Good job. All right, one more brave. You've been voted.
I came from the gym to a newborn session to here, like I look like a disaster. Stop bragging. Don't judge me. My name is Tina Karen. I'm with Tina Karen Portraits and Fine Art. So we were talking in a group back there, and one of the lead magnets that I think I'm going to try to pursue is there's a stylist that I'd like to partner with. She has some headshot styling tips that she can share with me, and we might send that out as a lead magnet. She say how to style yourself for your best headshots ever.
Love it. That is good. And her headshot stuff she does is amazing. So if you guys need any good headshots, go see Miss Tina. All right. That's awesome. Was that helpful? You guys kind of get some ideas maybe for your business of what you can do to create? Now, guess where most people fail in the process right now? Implementation. Enlightened on things that you can do to grow your business. And is it going to be work? Is it going to be a little tough? Is it going to require you to carve out some time to do that stuff? Like it is, and it's going to kind of suck. But this is the stuff that most people don't. Business owners, entrepreneurs, you're already doing the hard stuff, right? So don't out of not wanting to do it. Because I promise you, if you do this stuff, this doesn't mean that it's going to be a knockout version 1, phase 1, like you're going to explode with so much money you don't know what to do with. Because that's not going to happen. But if you start doing this and you get better over time and get in the right mindset of doing this, what you're doing are the things that very successful businesses are doing. That's a fact. I mean, you look at like a BarkBox. You look at some of these big brands, like they are doing lead magnets. It's, hey, give me your email. I'm going to give you to a customer. So you guys get access to do that. And so I want to and just give it a try. Cool? All right.
Real quick. Which is really cool. John and I spent a lot of time putting together our curriculum for the entire year. And so basically, our band workshop over here, this is going to talk about why you should do all of this. Academy, and that's where you actually you're going to come in, and we're going to have like a 2-hour help you actually make it. So the things that you guys are talking about, like putting it together, we help you implement all of those different
teaching, do it all for you in these formats. So with the DIY Marketing Academy, some of you are already on it and using it, but basically it's the coaching, like what we're doing now, but a little more in depth, but it's also the tools to build it. So like the tool to build your landing page and to create your email and to send out automatic texts and all that stuff is included. Instead of us company be like software, we're really more of a, we're going to teach ClickFunnels, tools, and it's like $249 a month, and it's unlimited users, unlimited contacts. It's awesome. But if you guys are interested in taking that next step and want some help, you can go to DIYmarketing.academy, and that's where you can actually. And our first one is this month, like our first lesson. So if you want to be on the beginning end of all the curriculum, that's a great place to start. And we're going to keep doing these for free. And we're always just going to let you know we have access to that because we understand not everyone is ready for it right now. And that's okay. We want to keep enlightening you and inspiring you. And when you're ready to take that jump and say, okay, now I need the tools to execute and get results and move the needle, that's where we're going to come in and help with that part. Last thing, real quick, is, first of all, did you guys have a good time today? Thank you guys for being here. This is awesome. Thank you guys online for joining too. One thing that I do want to mention is these beautiful pieces of artwork on the wall. So pretty. Let's see if I can cast anything up here. I'm going to stop working now. Great question. So usually you could put even on, who asked? Oh, yes, thought it was you. Page. If someone wants to learn more about Tina's portraits, maybe she has a special on like infant portraits. She might not want to take them to the main website where here's everything I do. It's like, here's my infant portrait page.
Don't be afraid to do like take the extra step and perhaps do more boots on the ground work, like for example, write those key ribbons, so you have a lot of views and stuff like that, something we suggested to our platforms is that if they get involved, especially in television, a lot of community events, get involved in some of the just go out and get involved with some of the local like run lists and parks and stuff like that and talk about maybe an event that we have every year, food stuff like that. A lot of the boots on the ground work really goes a long way. It's just figuring out how you do that.
Yeah. And speaking of that, Tina, come up next to me real fast. You get to come up here one more time. I've got a real quick story that I think you guys will like to hear. So Tina just joined DIY Marketing Academy and Genie Rocket. And do you want me to share or do you want to share?
You can lead in and I'll chime in where necessary.
Okay. So Tina has like a kind of a programming software background. So she's a little bit on the tech savvy side where most of us can say like, oh, I'm not tech savvy. But she jumped in really fast. And I'd love for you to hear the way that she is using Genie Rocket. That's a little bit, I don't want to say non-traditional, but just kind of an interesting way of thinking of how to use it.
Yeah, so I will use it the way Brad is teaching, but I wanted to get in and learn it and do some things that were going to help me with problems I was having like right now. So for me, kind of the low-hanging fruit. One of them is following up with my networking leads. So I'll meet people, I'll get their cards, I'll get busy, a week will go by, now I feel silly. So now what I do is I get the card, I scan it into an app called Disconnect on my phone. I use a little connector automation that sends that contact into Genie Rocket, and then it kicks off an automation that says, you have a new networking lead. How would you like to follow up with this person? And I can select from like 5 different things that says I either want to ask them if they want to have coffee or lunch. I can say, it was nice to meet you, just a generic email. I can throw them in a pipeline that triggers for me to write them a more customized personal email. I can send them my scheduler, or I can just say, I don't want to do anything. And it's great. So I got 8 cards at a networking event on Wednesday. 3 of them I knew I wanted to follow up with. So I scanned them in, and within a half an hour, it's texting me back saying, how do you want to follow up? I indicated that to all of them. I had 3 people write me back, like, it's awesome to meet you. Yes, I want to have coffee. So now my schedule's full next week.
That's awesome. Isn't that cool? That's so cool. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. So how many of you guys go to networking events and come back with just a bunch of business cards and then you do, yeah.
I talked about this morning at a networking event. I'm good at going out and connecting with people, even generating some interest, and I'm very bad at turning that interest into.
Yeah. Yeah, so you guys have Genie Rocket, so you can do that.
I would maybe sometimes ask people and then it would just get lost. Like they might reply, they might not, I might see it, I might not. Now it's all Genie. And the Genie Rocket also tells me somebody.
Yeah, that's an awesome use case. So Genie Rocket at the core is a CRM. If you guys don't know what a CRM is, it's a contact relationship manager. Every business needs one, like just important to have all your contacts. But the neat thing with that, and she has a little more complex workflow that's amazing, but you can also create one really simple. So it's like every time you put in a new contact, automatically send that contact a text. Hey, it was so nice to meet you. And then you can have a link to your calendar, right? Calendars inside Genie Rocket. Say, would love to grab time. If you have a few minutes, let me know. Boom, goes to your calendar link, sends out the invites, sends all the reminders, and you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is put the person in your system, which is really helpful. So thank you for sharing that. We love hearing all the different ways that you're using it. One of the things I did want to share real quick, and then we'll be done, and you guys can hang out after this. Make sure to try some of this coffee. It really is super good. And thank you again, Stacy from Rose Coffee. And Stacy, if for people even online that want to know more about Rose Coffee, where can they find you online?
Yeah, so on Instagram, I'm Rose32 Coffee Bar, and then my website is www.rose32coffee.com.
32 Coffee, okay. And
Putting that in chat right now.
awesome. Make sure to check her out. Give her some love. Thanks for providing coffee today. And then you guys are welcome to hang out for a little bit, network, keep the conversations going. Appreciate you guys being here. The one thing I wanted to discuss too is something that we are opening up for, which is called the Rocket Fuel Retreat. If you've ever heard me talk about these are our one-day intensives. They're not for everybody, but we are doing 2 of these a week, and they're all one-on-one sessions. And you actually meet with me and my whole team, where our whole focus is just on you and your business for one day, with a designer, with an ads expert and videographer, with a copywriter, and with myself. And you leave that day with a finished, expertly created landing page, videos shot and edited, all your nurturing follow-up sequences created for you, and a Facebook video ad that is set up and ready to go that then generates you leads on autopilot. We just had Tasha in here from the Drip Bar come in right before Christmas, and she already has 140 leads. 200 leads that are local That came in from Facebook video lead form ad that then gets sucked into Genie Rocket. Text shoot out to them. And I don't know how many they've closed now, but last I've heard it was like 9 people that like closed into like recurring revenue from people that came in just from a Facebook lead form ad. They're not even open yet. So for us, it's more about like the ROI, right? Like how can we help you guys compress time, get on a system and get results and do it fast. And that's the only thing that we offer here. We used to be a traditional agency, spend 3 months making you a big expensive website. We don't do that anymore. So just to let you know, so that's called the Rocket Fuel Retreat. If you guys want to know more about that, you can come talk to me or Madison or Logan or John, and we can even book a quick consult if you want to see if that's a good fit for your business. But the results are pretty awesome. I think we shared this last time. This is one of Madison's favorite examples. This company came to us, Integratech. You can't really even tell like what they do or how they do it. Looks kind of crazy. And they walked out of here with this. And like yeah. And so it's a full digital transformation. It's not just like marketing stuff. It's like how people perceive your brands and do business with you. And then Madison threw in a free logo design for them while they were here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, even like the messaging, it goes from lots of navigation to what looks like someone got murdered on a couch, to, you know, even the messaging, you know, providing the design industry with the most environmentally effective fabric protection available. Schedule a consult. You know, they're attracting high-end interior designers, which for whatever reason, this wasn't attracting high-end interior designers. Can you believe it? And that was a testimonial from them. Genie Rocket team has been incredible to work with. Book a retreat, revolutionize your business. So basically in a day, we do just a bunch of stuff for your business. And if you're interested in that, again, it's not for everyone. We just want to let you know that that is available. But that's it, guys. We're so excited that you're here. Make sure to press into those lead magnets, create something special, and we'll be around here to answer any questions. Guys online, thanks for joining. We'll keep chat open for a little bit too. If you need anything, have any questions, and we'll catch you guys all next month. And if you signed up for this, you'll get the replay as well on video.